oatmeal porridge with buckwheat and flaxseed. So today I'm making some porridge for breakfast and I want to add some extra fiber. So I'm adding buckwheat and flaxseed. So first thing I do is take a tablespoon and a half of buckwheat and I add that with the steel cut oats. With the steel cut oats and the buckwheat, I add some spices, which is vanilla and cinnamon powder. I like my porridge to be flavorful, so with these spices, it will, definitely add a ton of flavor to my porridge. So once I add the vanilla and the cinnamon powder, I blend it for about 20 seconds. So once I blend all my ingredients together, the buckwheat, the steel cut oats, and that's about three tablespoons of steel cut oats, 1.5 tablespoons of buckwheat with vanilla and cinnamon powder, blend it for 20 seconds. Then I'm going to also add some old-fashioned oats. I like to use 2 oats. It's something that I've always done, and it's the roll oats. So I add about 3 tablespoons of the old-fashioned oats. Again, it depends on your family size. So you can use, the amount of oats you need to use depending on how many people you plan to serve. So once I add the old-fashioned oats to my buckwheat and the steel cut oats, I blend for about 10 seconds and then I add it to boiling water. I usually put a piece of cinnamon stick in the water, again for flavor. So once I add the spices and I add the mixture to the water, I just let everything just, cook nicely. As you can see, my porridge is cooking nicely. So once the porridge is cooked, I now add nutmeg. Nutmeg, if you're familiar, is very flavorful as well. So I had nutmeg. I will also add more vanilla, maybe about a half a teaspoon. So I add the nutmeg, vanilla, and this is where you can also sweeten your porridge. The sweetener, it all depends on what you like. Some people like condensed milk, brown sugar, stevia, whatever sweetener you like. You can also add just milk. You don't have to sweeten your porridge. The sugar is optional. So in my porridge, I add about 2.5 teaspoons of condensed milk. And, you mix well because you want your ingredients to mix well. So what you do is turn the burner down to like a low temperature while you're adding the spices and the sugar or the milk or whatever you add, and you just mix it well. Once you add your spices and your sweetener, now you can add the flaxseed. I use the flaxseed meal, so you do not have to cook it. So I add about 2 teaspoons of flaxseed. You can add more if you like, but I just add about 2 to 3 teaspoons. You mix your flaxseed in well, make sure everything is mixing well because you want to get the full flavor and the full benefit of this. And this oatmeal is rich, very rich in fiber. So try this at home. Enjoy. You can have this with some fruits. You can have it with a piece of bread. Or, where I grew up, we would have this with fried dumpling. But today I'm just having this oatmeal porridge with buckwheat and flaxseed. Try it at home and let me know how you like it. Thank you so much for watching.